You do describe yourself as a feminist, you said in your notes. And your notes here, are these things you wanted to bring up?
I mean, they're just notes I took.
Or just
it's
like
stuff
notes
that
for
I've
yourself?
notes for myself.
Okay. Because you provided some, but if there are any others that we don't have that you wanted to bring up, we'd be happy to go into it. You said, please put me on the podcast. I'm watching the live stream right now, and I want to pull my hair out. Was that the Charlie Kirk episode?
Yeah.
Okay. You said you're a flight.
Leave Chuck alone.
Yeah.
He didn't do it.
You said that you're a flight attendant, big old feminist.
Yeah.
And you said, I promise I'll come in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't rage quit if you're going to come in guns blazing. Guns blazing, you got to stay till the very end.
Do I have to?
Pretty much. Anyways, you said women shouldn't be drafted because the Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't been passed.
Exactly.
And women aren't constitutionally, equal to men.
Yes. This is the stuff I wanted to talk
Sure.
about.
So why don't we dive into that? So your position is women shouldn't be drafted. You're a feminist, though. I assume you believe in equality?
Yes.
So how do you reconcile being a feminist and believing in equality, but being in favor of inequality when it comes to selective service?
Because the Equal Rights Amendment has not yet passed, so women are still not constitutionally equal to men. So for that to if that passes, draft me, daddy. I'm ready to go.
So when you say women aren't constitutionally equal to men, and you mentioned the Equal Rights Amendment, what do you mean?
The Equal Rights Amendment.
Well, assume there's a panel here who has no idea what that is. Assume there's viewers here who have no idea what that is.
The Equal Rights Amendment is actually...
Let's have her answer.
Wow, I didn't think you wouldn't know what the Equal Rights Amendment is.
Well, did I say I
it's just
don't?
that no, it's just that you it would be an amendment to the Constitution that you can't discriminate on the basis of sex.
You mean the 19th Amendment?
Yeah. No.
No?
No, it would be the ERA, the Equal Rights Amendment. You can't discriminate on the
What
basis
is the
of sex.
19th Amendment?
I don't know what the 19th Amendment is.
No.
Do you want to tell me?
Okay, can you pull up the 19th Amendment so we can read it?
But so this amendment, it's not clear to me how, because you said, so currently women aren't constitutionally equal to men. So I suppose where in the Constitution would it indicate or show that they're not equal to men?
You have the 19th Amendment?
Yep.
Okay, pull it up. Right of the citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Meaning, you're equal to men when it comes to voting. And if you're equal to men when it comes to voting, then that means that you can elect whatever politician you want to enforce your will just like we can. Totally equal. So
Then why didn't the Equal Rights Amendment pass?
Because it's not
Why?
about equal rights, it's about redefining the word woman. It redefines the word woman from biological woman with XX chromosomes to anybody who wants to identify as a woman.
Right.
It is a change in the very definition of what we just have all agreed as a woman.
So this said there can be
We're
no
missing the
discrimination
watermark.
based upon sex. There's
How long
only
has that
two.
been gone?
Even if you think a person can, whatever they identify as, they are that thing. Even the advocates for transgenderism would not say that they're the sex of. They would not say that they're the sex of. So a transgender female is not going to say that they have female genitalia. So the descriptor here for sex would work across the board for everybody.
Transgender female wouldn't say that she has female genitalia.
They would not say that they are females biologically.
She.
They would not say that they're biological. That's correct. They would say there's only two sexes. There's only two. There could only ever be two. One sex produces ova with large gametes. The other one produces sperm, which is small gametes.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's only two. Because there's only two reproductive pathways. Even the major transgender advocates do not say that there's more than two sexes. They say that there's hundreds of genders.
Okay.
But there's still only two sexes. So that amendment, the 19th Amendment, says based on sex, which would cover every human being who currently exists in the United States, not a one that would not cover, cannot be discriminated against based on sex when it comes to voting.
Did
Not
you
one.
read the Equal Rights Amendment?
Yeah.
Okay, so then how was this confusing?
What do you mean?
Like if you read the bill, then you would realize
Yeah.
that like the point of the ERA is not to amend the 19th Amendment, but to pass legislation to change the definition of woman. So if you read it like,
Yeah, I'm for that.
okay, but that doesn't. But why is women getting drafted contingent on whether you change the definition of
I
women?
just I don't understand why why would that be a difficult thing to pass? Like if the ERA is not a
Well,
thing.
that's two separate issues.
Is it?
Yeah.
But wasn't that a big topic that like Phyllis Schlafly was all about? Like if the ERA passes, women are going to be drafted.
Well, it would open the door to them being drafted, I suppose.
So the thing is the epitome of the straw man now, right? To create the arguments against people who never made them. So I so most certainly never made such an argument. Brian most certainly never made such an argument. The argument that we're making is very specific.
Okay.
The argument is that if men can be drafted,
Sure.
right, and they can be, and they're forced to sign up for selective service, and they are, or else there's huge penalties against them.
Yeah.
If you truly believed in egalitarianism, why is it that you would not demand the same thing from women?
Because I don't think it's enough. I think that there needs to be more. I think that if it truly was equal, then the ERA should have passed no problem. And I think that
What would that have to do with women signing up, though, for the biological sex of female who's allowed to vote? Why is it that the biological sex of female?
I think we're getting into a different topic.
I don't think we
that-
are. Can we pull up the
Jive
19th again?
donated $200.
No,
And even under her goofy
there's
concept
a
of gender,
trans.
2020 SCOTUS opinion Bostock v. Clayton already prohibits discrimination on the basis of orientation and gender
That's true.
identity. Quit playing wanna be a lawyer.
But we don't even have to. We don't even have to get that far. So pull up the 19th again. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States by any state on account of sex. If that is true, then no human being inside the United States is going to not be able to vote, period, based on a sexual characteristic, period.
Okay.
So in your
But the equal
Hold
rights
on.
is okay.
Hold on. So we can get into the Equal Rights Amendment component of this, but you said that women shouldn't be drafted because the Equal Rights Amendment still hasn't been passed, and women aren't constitutionally equal to men. That's the second claim. There is the claim
Right.
that I want to investigate. You said women aren't constitutionally equal to men. Can you articulate how?
Well, I found in my notes, the ERA's equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the U.S. or by any state on the basis of sex.
I'm actually willing to go with this.
Yeah.
I'm actually willing to engage with this. So you agree that this has to do with redefining what a woman is, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do you think currently that transgender men have to sign up for selective service?
So are they assigned male or female at birth?
They're assigned female at birth.
And they transition to male
Yeah, even
Sure.
before they reach 18.
before they reached 18? If they're fully transitioned, then yeah, I would think so.
They don't.
Okay.
They do not
Then
have to
that should
sign up for
change.
the selective service.
Then that should change.
Okay, so what you have just demonstrated is that even if we're talking about the trans agenda, that trans men are also still not
Trans
equal with trans
men
women.
are
They're
men.
still not equal with trans women.
Because they're men. Trans men are
wait,
men.
hang on. If that's true, right, then how come they don't have to sign up for selective
They
service?
should have to because they're men.
Okay, they should have to.
Because they're men. Yes.
So then, shouldn't trans women?
Trans women should what?
Shouldn't trans women, right? Shouldn't they be exempt under this?
Trans women shouldn't have to sign up
Yeah.
for yes.
Even though they're biologically males?
No, trans women are women.
Biologically male.
Trans women are women.
Yeah, but biologically they're
Trans
males.
women are women.
Yeah, but you're
They're
not saying
women.
anything.
I don't. You're not saying anything.
No, I
either.
am. I'm saying
they're
something very specific.
biologically whatever. They're women.
Okay, got it. So what you're saying here is that you think that trans men who are born female should have to sign up for the draft, but that the ones who are assigned male at birth, they should be exempt from the draft.
If they are transitioned to women,
Mm-hmm.
identify as women, yes.
Why do they have to transition? Why couldn't they just identify?
Then they're women. They're whatever point they are. If they're a woman, then they're a woman.
Then it's equal.
Great.
Then it's equal between all of it, right? Because in this case, then biological men, if they say they're women, they don't have to get drafted.
Sure. Throw that Equal Rights Amendment up there, and we're all equal, and draft us all.
So I just want to make sure I get this right. Right now, you agree that nobody can be drafted. Nobody can be barred from voting on the basis of sex.
Right.
Do you think there's a third sex?
No. I think that there are women and men. There's
Do you
trans
think
women
there's
and
a
men, but there
third
also-
sex? How many sexes do you think there are?
I don't think that matters.
I think it matters. How many sexes do you think there
I
are?
think that this is like do you know any transgender people?
Yeah. How many sexes do you
do?
think there are? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that
Yeah, I
this is
can name-
harmful to their...
Whether it's okay, let's assume for a second that I don't think that transgender people don't understand that you can have a conversation about biological sex without going and unaliving themselves. I don't think.
No, it's not about
they're
that.
going to do
It's
that.
that you set like a precedent
Of?
where, well, you set a precedent of like, violence where my friends don't feel safe going to like their places of work. Or
Yeah, but what would that have to do with whether they're
How is that
equal or not?
violence?
well, when you're saying like when you have these arguments that like don't like trans women are women, trans men are men.
Fine.
And when you break that down,
Even if I say
to-
that,
yeah,
nobody's going to dispute that there's only two sexes. If there's only two sexes,
Okay.
the 19th Amendment says that nobody can be denied the right to vote
Great,
via
okay.
sex.
Sure.
So all those trans people can vote.
Right. Okay.
So then what's the inequality issue here?
That's what I said. So draft them all.
So then you think everybody should get drafted?
Throw the Equal Rights Amendment up there.
No,
because if
why do
everybody's
we
equal,
need the
then there
Equal
should
Rights
be no problem. If you know what? If there's no problem, and if we don't, like, we should have it then. Why is it such a big deal?
Can I ask you- I think this word will sum this up
Okay.
perfectly. Redundancy. So, women already have, at least it's my position, are constitutionally equal to men. So even if
I don't think so.
Okay, but
What,
so you're
what are you
hold on.
asking
What do we
for?
not get?
What do we not
But-
get that you think we should get?
Bodily autonomy.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. But okay, so it's my view though that you're saying, well, we don't have this bill that is named and called entitled the Equal Rights Amendment, ergo we don't have equal rights because a bill that is titled the Equal Rights Amendment was not passed. But this bill, and I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not entirely sure if it is a redundancy, but the current state of affairs, the 19th Amendment, constitutionally, women are equal, but you made the claim women aren't constitutionally equal, so the burden is on you to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men, and you cannot point to a bill just by virtue of the title of the bill, it not passing being evidence that women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
How is something called the Equal Rights Amendment not passing?
You can, okay,
I
the
feel like
title
2
of a
plus
bill,
2 equals-
hold on,
yeah.
the title of a bill is irrelevant.
Do you
It
think
might not-
Do you think that North Korea is really a republic? Because it's called the Republic of North Korea.
Okay.
It's a communist dictatorship, but it is called the Republic of North Korea.
Okay.
So that must be a republic then.
The Inflation Reduction
no.
Act only boosted inflation. so-
Okay.
But okay, so the contents of a bill might oftentimes have nothing to do with the actual title.
Okay.
So you did make the claim, and women, that's separate from the Equal Rights Amendment, aren't constitutionally equal to men. So you're going to have to articulate how women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
I think that if they were, then the Equal Rights Amendment should have passed no problem. That's all I have to say about the Equal Rights Amendment.
But
that's it. That's all I have to say. I can't articulate more than that. That's my point.
But, I mean,
and
that-
then I also think that women would be able to have more bodily autonomy.
Okay, so we can get into that.
Okay.
Would you vote so that men couldn't vote on women's bodily autonomy?
Men couldn't vote. Like I don't understand in the context.
do you
yeah,
think
I feel like it would be yes.
You would vote so that men couldn't
In
vote
what
on women's
context?
abortion.
yes, I would vote that way.
Okay, right. So that's the same reason that we vote that you don't have abortions.
But, okay, well, there you go.
It's just like that. If you would vote that we couldn't tell you that you couldn't,
Well, that's a
that
fair
in a
point.
democracy, then
Then
we could
I'm-
vote in a democracy to tell you you can't.
Correct.
See?
Sure, well, then I do think that's wrong. And I,
Well, okay.
So then
hold on.
voting's
Yeah.
wrong?
No, I think that I should backtrack my statement because I think that everybody should have bodily autonomy. So if you want to vote for my right to not have control over my body, I do think that's unfair.
Well, okay, hold on. You know, we're
And I
getting into
probably
it.
shouldn't vote for you to.
Not going to allow you to weasel out of this. So you can try to bring up abortion, but that's a different
That's a
conversation.
different argument, yeah.
So you stated, and women aren't constitutionally equal to men.
I don't think we are.
How?
You don't
I
think
don't
so?
understand how,
But that's
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
I want to be
That's what I'm
convinced.
trying.
I want to be convinced.
Hold
to
on,
your
just let her
side.
answer. It's okay.
I remain unconvinced.
So you don't think we are. In what ways do you think you are not constitutionally equal?
I mean, I told you that I didn't think we were because the ERA didn't pass.
Oh, can you give us
But-
an example?
That's the example I gave.
Okay, so
If you don't like that one, then that's
No, I
fine.
mean,
you don't like it, then move
okay,
on.
but
Like
hold
a
on.
real-time example.
I gave you abortion.
Wait, hold
Well,
on.
may I
Hold on.
ask, because she explained what the bill was, but you never gave your explanation to what this means. So I keep wanting to know what do you mean this bill? Like, what is it to you? Like, what was denied? The right for trans men to be trans women and all of us to be the same thing? Because that's how she explained it. Is that it's to universal, like all of us, to make trans women women. That's what this bill is? Is that
No,
what it is
I
to
mean, like
you?
the definition of feminism is like to me, well, not even to me. It's literally the belief that women and men should be allowed to have the same rights,
Which we do.
And I feel like the Equal Rights Amendment says that.
So,
but
but
isn't
what
the
does it
19th just for voting?
But what I'm asking,
Yeah.
like, what does
Well-
it
So
say?
why can't we have that for everything? If the 19th
have
is
it
just
for
for
everything.
voting,
Yeah, we do.
So-
Actually, hang on. This is a great question, and I would like to answer your
okay.
question. If you can name a single right that you think that this is not applicable to, meaning men have it and women don't, I'm all ears. You say that women can't do abortions, neither can men.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Do you mind if I have some time to think about
Sure.
that? Okay.
So wouldn't men be not as equal by not having a say in abortion as a woman does?
The man was there to make the
I mean,
baby.
it's both.
I
of
think
the-
that's a-
right. I'm just asking.
While
I'm just
she's
asking your opinion.
thinking,
I'm
while
just
she's
asking-
thinking,
it's not a debate. I'm
Nick,
just asking a question.
pull up the scroll up in the sources, the viewer count. All right, guys, there's 10,000 people watching on YouTube. Wow, big. And almost 2,000 over there on Twitch.